Yes, we are.
All right, cool. Are you going to be sharing any video today?
No.
Okay, cool. So I will start recording. And we are at the top of the hour. Good afternoon, Whale Coin Talk community. My name is Noah. I'm here today with Dollo Coin. They're here to share their exciting project with us. And without further ado, if you guys could please give us a bit about your background in crypto and how you guys got involved in the space.
Okay. Thank you very much, Noah. My name is Johnny Lynch. I'm the CEO of Dollo Inc. And by trade, I've been a registered nurse. Well, I'm still a registered nurse for like 22 years now. And I also have a background in the staffing agency, which is the labor industry. And I have an MBA from UTA. I actually started, seeking out crypto years ago, back when Bitcoin. So I've been a crypto fan for a very, very long time now. And Anthony and I developed some proprietary software, and we wanted to bring that to the labor industry. So we transitioned to crypto as far as implementing crypto with that particular software, because it was a great way to pay, our employees. It was easy to send, easy to receive. It was secure, and we would be able to send it across borders. So for our network that we're building, we was like, oh my God, it's just perfect for that. And then it led to other things too, like the tokenomics and all the great things that we could do to incentivize passive rewards for our network. I'm going to pass it over to Anthony now and let him talk to you about himself.
Yeah, thank you for having us on stage. We appreciate everybody's time coming on board and sharing this moment with us. My name is Anthony Johnson. I'm the CEO of Dollo Inc., the creator of the Dollo coin. 10 years ago, I heard about Bitcoin and I kind of pushed it off. I'm like, I'm not putting my money in that monopoly money or digital monopoly money, I called it back then.
Right.
Well, I regret it now, though.
Yeah.
But anyways, years later, Johnny approached me about creating a staffing software. Oh, let me go back up real quick. My background is 20 years as a web developer. I develop communities for government agencies and schools. I specifically, my specific focus is learning management systems. So Johnny had approached me about 4 years ago about creating a proprietary software for recruiting staff in the healthcare industry. So of course, healthcare is huge marketplace, $1 billion industry. So I didn't hesitate to come on board. So we built the software, and towards the latter part of finishing out 4 years later, that's how much stuff that we put into the software. I got introduced to crypto again. And then that's when I was like, we had talked about adding a crypto portion into this staffing system. So I like to tell everybody that we didn't land, or crypto didn't land on us. We landed,
on crypto.
Oh yeah, crypto landed on us. So
there you go. Yeah. Yeah, I feel that.
And then after that, that's how the dollar coin was born.
Okay, right on. And so let's talk about Dollo coin at a high level. What are you guys trying to do here? What the mission is, what you're trying to build, and then we can go individually into each aspect in the nuts and bolts of things.
Okay. So the mission is for Dollo coin, right, is to build a network for the whole world that generates passive income for people using our utilities. And of course, we have two utilities, one for the labor industry and one for social media. And that's the big overall view that what we're trying to do is create passive income for people. Okay, so what is the staffing software actually doing to do that? Well, staffing software, imagine a job board like Indeed, that's of course capable of hosting over millions of jobs, right? Integrated into a network recruiting platform where the employee earned two wages. The first wage, he's being paid at the job site, his hourly wage in fiat. right? Not in dollar coin, but in fiat. The second wage, he's being paid the monthly bonus from the network recruiting software, which he can earn up to the limit is $21,000 a month, and we will be paying that in dollar coin. Okay, so our goal is to reach $10 to $15 million every month, which is DollarSoft, the company actually buying dollar coin to pay those particular bonuses. So why is that so important? Well, because of Dollonomics, aka tokenomics, but that's very important because the dollar coin holder will benefit from that monthly buy every month that our company is doing for the particular labor industry.
So that's the labor part of it. The e-commerce part of it is what I handle. Basically, DolloConnect.com is our platform that's in beta right now, live, so people can go and join it. The big picture of that is I want that to be something similar to a Groupon, where small businesses can come and put products and services on there and discount it for the Dollo members. We charge a processing fee for those transactions, and that processing fee will be used through the Dollonomics protocol. So that's one aspect of it. Another one is we're going to be launching in probably Q3 a wallet that will totally be focused on the Dollo holder and our ecosystem. So we're not going to try to compete with other digital wallets out there in the marketplace. This is specifically for our ecosystem. Of course, you'll be able to track other coins that you're holding, but the key of our wallet is to where you can track your reflections, track your holdings, use tipping. You can tip content providers through the platform. You can send your tokens to other people within the ecosystem, exempt free of the taxes. And we'll have a marketplace to where you can buy goods and services such as laptops, watch bands, phone cases, and so forth. And of course, our Dollo merch as well with the Dollo coin. So with the big picture and everything said and done, we want to make sure that we put Dollo in every digital wallet across the globe.
Now, he did say that Dollo Connect was already in beta form. So you can go and log in and look around and everything right now on DolloConnect.com. Also, the software, the labor software is already done. You can go to TexasHealthcareStaffing.com. That's TexasHealthcareStaffing.com. And there's a video explaining to the employees what the software is actually doing as far as marketing, and you can check that out.
And how they are paid. So right. That video explains that as well.
Exactly. So if you want to, we can go to Dollo, the token economics, which we call Dollonomics.
Yeah, certainly. Let's go for it.
Okay. All right. We like this whole idea and concept is about the holder, right? The dollar coin holder and the employees that come that we recruit, right? So with that in mind, we give in 10% in BUSD rewards, right? 3% marketing develop, 3% for the auto liquidity, and 2% for the buyback and burn.
Yeah, and the buyback and burn is very specific to our contract. You're not going to hear other contracts doing this, but what we do, we want to make sure when we built this contract that there's no type of manual burn whatsoever. When we say burn, we want the holders to believe and to trust that we're actually burning the token. So what we did was it accumulates that 2% throughout the day with every transaction. And at the end of the day, it randomly total all the volume, and then it randomly picks a time the next day to automatically buy the token and send it to the burn wallet.
Exactly. So we have no control over that. Now the computer is doing everything. The total supply of tokens was 1 quadrillion. We already burned 50% of the supply. That's already done. Okay.
Why?
Because we want to immediately increase the value of the token by lowering the supply out there in the marketplace. And then when we start to implement that auto buy and burn, then we can go ahead and start decreasing the supply, because we want to make sure that if you're holding the tokens for a long period of time, which we want long investment holders, we want to make sure that the supply dwindles down drastically.
Certainly.
Right.
Yeah. So I mean, I understand. I guess I when I said why, I knew why theoretically
Oh,
you would. No. You answered. You elaborated on why. I was just curious as to why you decided to go with 50% right off the bat. But you did kind of go into that. Tell me a bit about how your automatic LP function works.
Every buyback and burn. Every time there's a trade, 3% of that automatically goes into liquidity.
Mm.
So I don't know. I'm not the contract developer, so I don't know exactly the details of that. But our Selenium developer is the one that did that, but we specifically asked him to make sure that that with every buy and sale and trade that we put ample liquidity into the pool automatically with every trade.
And that LP is locked for 2 years.
Correct.
Okay, great. Okay. So and you know, I see that you're trying to make this a hyper deflationary token. Aside from the example you've already given, what are some other ways you plan on making this happen?
Well, simply with the labor of software, buying Dollo coin ourselves, the Texas healthcare company buying the token every month, right? For the bonus pool, and applying Dollonomics to that. That's one of the ways. And the other way is through Dollo Connect.
Yeah, we're going to have a marketplace that buys and burn. Is going to have the buy and burn mechanism in there as well. It's going to have the full tokenomics. So every purchase in the marketplace will also reward holders. So when we say the marketplace is going through the Dollonomics protocol. So we're going to have the marketplace. We're going to have something very similar to Patreon, where we're going to have groups. Groups are going to have features in it. Content providers are going to be able to hide their premium content within a paywall. We're going to have a full-blown marketplace that we build in-house. We're not going to go and private label somebody else's marketplace. We're going to build our marketplace in-house, where every product purchased by anyone in the world, not just our holders, because it's open. Our platform will be open to the public. Mm-hmm. They can buy merch, products and services, and that will also apply towards the Dollonomics protocol. All the transactions in our wallet will also be applied to the Dollonomics protocol, and the Groupon type services. Every time somebody makes a purchase from a small business, one thing I need to elaborate on is how this works. When we buy, or a person buys that product, there's a small fee that we're going to charge the merch for that, and then that small fee will be applied to the Dollonomics. So every transaction on our marketplace and on Dollo Connect will be applied to the Dollonomics protocol.
Okay, and that's clear. And so with Dollo Connect, what are some of the main service? I mean, you guys mentioned that content creators can have their premium content behind a wall, a paywall. It's kind of like Patreon.
Right.
You mentioned that there's going to be a marketplace. I'm assuming that it'll be P2P. People can just come in and sell whatever they want, like eBay. Am I correct in understanding that?
No, it'd be more like business to people.
Business. Okay. So right. You all will be selling a various array of products.
We will be selling it, and then we'll be getting smaller businesses out there that will put their products and services. So like the plumber or the nail salon tech, they'll be able to put their services up there as well.
Okay. And the benefit of them putting their services up through Dollo Connect versus, let's say, Amazon, is access to your ecosystem.
Correct.
What specifically? You said they're getting a bonus. I caught something about a bonus. What specifically are they getting by going through you guys at Dollo Connect?
who the
Yeah,
retailer?
let's say that let's say I'm a shampoo supplier. Like I sell shampoo, and I heard about your marketplace, and I'm going to say, okay, like why would I come to your marketplace when I'm already on Amazon? I'm trying to understand what benefit they get from switching over to you guys.
Okay, so one is that first of all, we've got to build our marketplace. I mean, when I say build our, I'll say build our community. Once we build our community and amass a large amount of people on there, then we have a little bit of leverage to go out there and reach out to these people. Now, what's going to make us different or unique between Amazon or Groupon or Yelp is that they have the opportunity to acquire crypto within our platform. And being able to acquire crypto in our platform, that gives them a better way to accumulate much better wealth than taking 100% fiat. So they'll be able to do that as well. And our marketplace is going to demand, our community is going to demand products and services on there because they want to also make sure that they create volume when they're buying goods and services for themselves.
Understood. So it's basically by earning the Dollo coin as payment rather than the dollar, they're receiving a deflationary asset that's going to preserve value over time versus one that is getting hit with, who knows, 7 to 14% inflation per year.
Absolutely.
Got it. That makes perfect sense. Tell me about your brand loyalty award system. What's that going to look like?
We're going to eventually venture out into POS systems. And that POS system is going to happen is we want to coexist with fiat. The only way you're going to acquire mass adoption is you can't assume that we're going to replace a POS system and replace somebody's traditional way of doing business. So what we want to do is we want to come in as a reward system integrated into their POS system. So what a business would do is a business say, I want to give all of our customers 5% cash back every time they come shop with us. Well, they go in there, a customer comes in there and they buy a product, they go to the POS system, they make their purchase, and then 3% or 5%, whatever the company decides that they want to do, is taken from this the transaction, sent over to our system, converted to Dollo coin, and then we send 80% of that back to the original customer, and then 20% goes into the Dollonomics.
Oh, okay, got it. And as far as the slipstream of BUSD, what does that entail, and what does that look like? Is it the 2% a day that holders are getting from reflections? How does that work?
It's 10% a day.
10% a day. Got it.
Yeah, that's the slipstream of BUSD.
Got it. And you have talked a bit about your plans to innovate the labor market. What are some strategies you're using to do that? What are some big plans you have to distinguish yourselves from other marketplaces out there?
Well, our goal is to fill those jobs that's out there in the healthcare industry, right? That's very important. Number one, to do that. And how you do that, you have to incentivize people, because what they're doing right now, they're giving people a one-time bonus in healthcare, and that's that's kind of old. And that's all they've been doing, one-time bonus. We're giving a person the opportunity, if they join us, to give them a recurring monthly bonus. Every month they will be getting that bonus. So if they go out and recruit one person, right, as long as that person is working like through our system, they will be earning a bonus, right? And if that person that they recruited recruit 2 other people, we're going to pay the original person on behalf of those particular 2 people, and so on and so on. So, it's not a one-time thing, it's a recurring bonus. And so we know for a fact, because I'm in the healthcare field, right, that the nurses and the doctors are very excited about that, because, we're showing appreciation, for one thing, for even deciding to do something like this.
Understood. And so can these healthcare providers and nurses eventually be earning their entire salary in the dollar coin? Is that the ultimate goal?
No. We don't, like I said, we're not trying to replace like the fiat system, right?
Okay.
It's only for the bonus pool. That's only for the bonus pool. They will be getting paid their hourly salary through the hospital system. And the reason why we did that way too, because we don't want to replace fiat, and it's easy to integrate that way.
Yeah, but keep in mind though, we've developed our software with that point in mind, that one day, if crypto decides to overtake fiat and people demand that they want to be paid in crypto instead, our system's already programmed to do that.
I mean, you weren't supposed to tell them that. You gotta leave.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's already happening. There are some athletes and musicians that have opted to take their salary in Bitcoin instead of fiat. So you guys are ahead of the curve in that regard.
Well, especially when the coin is reflecting in BUSD.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're getting a stable coin, correct?
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Right.
So tell me about your private sale and pre-sale. What are those going to look like?
Private sale, we raised close to about 50 grand. We got about 30 holders. Our pre-sale will be launching tomorrow. We're gonna have a first phase white list of 400 people. They're gonna have about 10 minutes to purchase the coin. And if we don't sell out by then and there are coins left over, we're going to open it up to the rest of our white list. We have a minimum buy of 0.01 BNB and a max buy of 2 BNB. I think that's it, right?
Well, one BNB.
Oh yeah, 1 billion tokens per BNB.
100 billion.
100 billion. Sorry.
Yeah.
And those private sale holders, those 30 private sale holders, are they going to have any sort of a lockup period, or will they be able to trade immediately once you guys launch?
No, they're not going to be able to trade for at least 6 months.
Okay. And do you all plan on expanding to other chains, or are you staying on one chain for now?
Oh, we plan on dominating. So we plan on being on multiple chains at one point at one time in the future.
Which ones are you thinking about?
Of course, immediately Ethereum. Maybe SafeMoon launches their blockchain. Definitely that route. I'm a fan of Cardano, so we'll see where it goes.
Okay, right on. And do you guys have any major partnerships? Are you working with any healthcare providers, hospitals, marketplaces? How are you kind of merging the crypto world that you're building with the real world that you're trying to also integrate?
Yeah, we do have some contracts out, but this is the phase. The first thing we had to do was actually build the software, and so now we got that taken care of. Now we're getting ready to start with the implementation on the business side.
Yeah, when he say that, he means that crypto really took us by surprise when we decided to come integrate into it. So our developers right now is integrating the Web3 portion of it into our platform, so to make sure that when employees are paying their bonuses, the software will communicate with the contract and automatically pay out the dollar coins to every employee.
So in Q2, that's when you will see everything.
Right.
Got it. And I'm really curious, what were some things that took you by surprise?
Well, when we initially started the project, crypto wasn't even in our radar. We was going to pay bonuses out in fiat.
Right.
So that's what we originally. We didn't even think about creating a coin. Right. It wasn't even on our radar.
And and fiat was good because what the system could do, it was generating a passive income. But Lord, when we got to all the tokenomics in, it was like, okay, now we can give like 2 rewards. the employee can benefit 2 times. I was like, this is crazy, right? This is crazy. They can benefit 2 times. So, it's like a no-brainer,
Yeah, it is certainly a no-brainer.
And so, like after we do the healthcare industry, we're going to move on to other industries because we all people should be able to have access. Other industries should be able to have access to what we're doing.
Yeah, when we originally programmed our staffing software, we made it so flexible to where it could be moved to another sector, such as education, transportation, with just flipping a few switches. So the software is already designed to take the staffing industry by storm, no matter what sector we decide to go into.
What are some sectors that you're interested on going into? You know, obviously there are a number, but like, what are some that get you really pumped up and excited?
Education.
Yeah,
teachers. Yeah, my mother was been a teacher, all my life, and a principal. And man, she had to pay for, the students that couldn't afford lunch and school supplies, So, and it was kind of rough. So, teachers just don't get paid enough.
Nope, they do not. And
right.
That I'm also very passionate about changing the education, especially in the U.S.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm really curious now. In what ways do you think ecosystem can bridge with traditional education ecosystem and make it so that teachers are better compensated?
Well, it's naturally how the system is programmed to work, right? So whether you're a teacher or a healthcare provider or whatever industry you are in, you're all networked and you are in one pool. So a teacher, right? Because we pay a certain percentage for each profession in, or in each specialty, right? So in the healthcare field, of course, the bonus pool is going to be much higher than in the education, but the teacher can be rewarded, right, by recruiting a healthcare worker.
So essentially, if she has a friend that's a nurse,
right,
or she has a husband that's a firefighter, she recruits those people into her network. We put them to work. She gets paid bonuses on every single time they go to work.
Yeah, so she could take advantage of those much higher bonuses.
Understood. So when you say put them to work, you mean find them a job in their respective field?
Exactly.
Understood. So really, anyone can. I'm not a nurse practitioner, nor am I a teacher, nor am I a firefighter. But I know people that occupy each one of those three professions. So theoretically, I could join your ecosystem, and I could recruit these people, and I could earn rewards. Correct?
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Okay, very cool. Gentlemen, how many developers do you have working on this? I'm curious to know that.
At one point we had about 7 or 8 developers working on it. Then we scaled down when we was heading towards the end of our stuff. So right now we have a staff of about 4 developers, but we plan on scaling back up over the next 30 to 60 days because we got to get developers also focusing on the e-commerce platform as well.
Got it. And okay, I like doing this sometimes. We go into an example of A to B to C of how it works. So let's say that I'm a pilot and I'm unemployed, and I hear about the ecosystem you're building. What would the onboarding process look like?
Okay, that's a really great question. Okay, so the first thing you would do as a pilot, you would come to the staffing software job board, right? And then you would find the job that you're looking for on the job board. You would fill out sign in, set up an account, right? And then you would go to that particular job and you would apply for that job. Everything is online. Applications, the whole process is online. And okay, so the system would credential you because you put all your information in the system, will automatically credential you, right? And in the system, the computer tell us, okay, this person right here is a candidate, for this particular job. We take the application, right, and we take it to the contract that we have set up with the job site and say, look, we have this applicant and they're ready to work, and then here's the resume, and then we set up an interview. And after the interview process, if the employer agree and like that particular candidate, the employer will hire that particular candidate, and then the candidate will be working for the employer at that particular time. Okay, we get a service fee, a monthly service fee for that particular employee that we found for that particular job site.
Okay,
and then and with that service fee, we pay a portion of that, and we put it over in the networking job pool.
So with that said, we're going to focus on Texas healthcare staffing first, which is the medical industry or healthcare industry. So when he says you as a pilot goes and fill out an application, at that point you'll be going to dollostaffing.com, which we already got the domain name registered.
Okay.
So that's where the rest of the country or the rest of the people in different professions will go to.
Okay, got it. It's a much more clear to me now. And is that service fee paid in perpetuity to you guys?
Yes, as long as the employee is employed with that company.
Right.
Great. And the company is benefiting because you were doing the headhunting for them.
Exactly. We fill a position that they could not fill.
Got it. Very, very cool. So, gentlemen, tell me about some of your primary marketing strategies. What are you doing to get your name out there, to get exposure, and to get people to join your ecosystem?
Well, we have a lot of relationship with YouTube influencers, Twitter influencers. We're about to interview with a couple of marketing companies that we're going to bring on board over the next month. So we have a very heavy, aggressive roadmap, and we know that in order to achieve that, we got to make sure that this project get in front of as many eyeballs as possible. So we teamed up with people such as yourself, doing AMAs, getting in front of people and letting them hear our story and letting them hear about our project. And hopefully they'll go out there and they'll start talking about it and get excited about it as well. So one is, like you said, YouTube influencers, social media marketing, and a lot of word of mouth.
And also the staffing software, it's bringing new people into the crypto space that will be dollar coin holders. So every time someone comes in and fill out an application, they're going to be a dollar coin holder.
That's right.
That's right. There you go. That network effect. I like that.
Exactly.
So really quick, is your team doxed?
Oh,
Absolutely.
yeah. We totally doxed.
We're doxed and KYC.
Yeah, on Pink Cell.
And we have
Very
2
cool.
audits already passed.
Great. That was my next question. Have you been audited? And it sounds like you have.
It's on the website. It's on our website too.
Correct. Both of them are.
Do you guys have any major partnerships that you can tell us about, either with other crypto projects and advisors, or even hospitals, or any big partnerships at all?
Not at this moment, but we're about to go to a huge healthcare convention in Austin that we already have lined up meetings with huge partners in the healthcare industry. And they already know about our project. That's the reason why they invited us down there. And so after this month, the convention is on the 28th. On the 28th of February,
Austin, Texas. Right.
After that, we'll see where we stand when it comes to that. But trust me, we're not going to have any problems partnering with the healthcare industry, because now that we have this platform live and out, and now we have this coin, it gives us leverage in the healthcare market.
Great. And what about people that are already working in the healthcare market, that are getting paid or having successful careers, but they want to get in? They hear about this and they want to know how they can get involved and how they can benefit.
First, they will go to TexasHealthcareStaffing.com and fill out an application as though they want a position. We put them in our database, and then they can start referring people. That's how they can get into the ecosystem without leaving their current position.
Right. Like in the healthcare field, most healthcare providers work 2 jobs. Majority of them do. They work 2 jobs. Like they'll have a full-time job, and then they have what they call a PRN job, where they work 1 day or 2 days out of the week.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
And if you had to look out a year from now, where would you want this project to be? What benchmarks would you like to have achieved?
Well, I'd like for us to be at a $10 billion market cap.
Nice.
We got about a 1%.
Like in 1 year.
Yeah, but that's a small market cap in the.
That's small. Yeah, in the midst of like what we're doing, but
things, right.
Yeah.
So and then you know, I like to tell people, you got. Another thing I didn't tell you, that we're definitely going to have ad revenue on our platform too at Dollo Connect. So,
Nice.
Facebook, they did $9 billion a month in ad revenue, and if we just take 1% of that, that's $90 million a month in revenue. So you're talking about, and then going through Dollonomics, you take that revenue and we put that 15% of that through Dollonomics. You're talking about almost $13 million a month running through our volume. So in a year from now, that's where I would like to see Dollo Connect at when it comes to just the ad revenue platform.
Got it. And obviously that I'm assuming that ad revenue is going to be distributed to holders as well. And you guys seem like you're very keen on decentralization and
Absolutely. We always want to benefit our holders. We call our holders Dollo Knights.
Dollo Knights. I like that.
Yeah. We call our holders Dollo Knights, and we want to make sure that all our Knights are participating in the prosperity of the kingdom, which is DolloConnect.com.
So the projects that we are working on, as you can see, they are long-term projects.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And how big is your community right now? Tell me a bit about your community.
Right now, we're just building it. I think when I last checked, it's a little over 1,000 people, but it just got launched like 30 days ago.
Right.
And yeah.
Mm-hmm. And what projects have you guys worked on in the past, whether they're crypto or non-crypto projects, whether they were successes or failures, that you have taken valuable learning lessons from and are applying to this one?
Well, that's very easy. Like I say, I'm expert in learning management systems. So I'm taking that expertise and I'm bringing it to Dollo Connect. And that's our third stool of our platform, is the education part of it. So I have access to people who are in the educational field that we're going to be hiring and then creating very good content for that platform. And the great things is most of the content that we provide as a company will be free to coin holders. And how we're going to do that is once we build in the Web3 integration, you're going to connect with your wallet, and then all of our content will become free at that point. Anybody that's not a holder will pay a small subscription for that content, but all you got to do is just connect and verify that you're a holder, and that content becomes free. So I'll be bringing that on board with you. And then as a crypto investor, I've made a lot of money in crypto, investing in small projects. That's been my focus. In the beginning, I focused on Dogecoin and XRP and other coins like that had a higher market cap. But then I started getting into the small market cap coins when they initially launched. My first one was, of course, SafeMoon, and that's what really got us into the realm of the crypto market in the DeFi space. Made a little bit of money with them, not too much, but then moved on to Evergrow, and that's where we made a lot of money with Evergrow. And I watched them, how they build their ecosystem and how they attracted and grew their community. Same thing with SafeMoon. So we're taking the best parts of what they did and applying to our token, and we're taking the mistakes that they made and making sure we don't repeat those same mistakes.
I love that. That's awesome.
Right. And as a registered nurse in the healthcare field, I would be over the labor side. And, working in a hospital, you have to be very detail oriented because everything could be a life or death situation. Right. So certainly. I bring that particular aspect to the labor market when it comes to dealing with the healthcare providers and people in general. I have worked for several different agencies. I worked all over the hospital in different specialties, and intensive care unit, just everywhere, all over the hospital. So I understand what the employee really want, right? And that's what I'm bringing to the team as far as on the labor side.
Certainly, and I have a number of friends that work in hospitals, and I'm well aware of the dynamic that you guys deal with and how crazy things can get and how how strong of a temperament you need to have. And it seems to
Exactly.
me, just talking to the two of you, that you guys complement one another very well in building this very unique and different ecosystem.
Thank you.
Well, I've been knowing Anthony for like 14 years.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
like, you know, and it's one thing about investing. Like when I actually invest in crypto, I want to know about the team. That's the first thing I want to know about. How long has the team been together? Can they, you know, carry the project for a long term? You know, so that's what I always, you know, was concerned about. And I was like, okay, Anthony, when we start the crypto, my thing is to let's try to finish the projects. You know, like try to complete them before, you know, we bring them out as much as possible. And then like I said, we've been having a long-term relationship for like 14 years, and pretty much all the people really that's on our team, we've been knowing them for like 5-6 years, you know.
Yeah.
So everyone is pretty like it's a long-term relationship.
Yeah. Yeah. And our main focus too is to make sure we don't put any deadlines out there that we're not going to be able to meet.
Right.
That's just been a killer in a lot of projects and killing their token price.
Right. See, right now,
we definitely don't want to do that.
Yeah, we know that there's a labor, because there was a labor shortage before COVID-19. Now, after COVID-19, it's ridiculous. So, you know, we have a lot of jobs to fill.
Yep.
I like that. You guys are coming in at the right time.
Right.
A ecosystem, a project like this could do a lot of good, especially with the way things are at the moment. I had a quick question about your app that you're developing for iOS and Android. What's that going to look like in the beginning? What are some features it's going to have?
Like I mentioned earlier too, is our app is not designed to compete with other crypto apps out there. We're totally focused this app on to serve our Dollar Knights. So they're going to be able to track their tokens. They're going to be able to track their rewards. They're going to be able to track their P&L, you know, their profits and loss. They're going to be able to eventually buy the coin within the wallet, because we want to make acquiring the coin very easy. So if we can avoid centralized exchanges, we will, but we know eventually we're going to have to work with them. So inside the app, where they will be able to tip one another, send Dollo to one another inside the app without the tokenomics. I mean, without the tax. So they're going to be able to track their other tokens as well if they desire. So that functionality will be available. And one thing I am, and when it comes to a web developer for as many years as I have, I am 100% totally committed to not only the back end of the app, but also to user friendly UI. I mean, I'm a stickler for that. So our app is going to look very nice when it comes out.
Fantastic. That's very cool. And I do like that you guys are saying, hey, we're not trying to compete with the hundreds of other wallets that are out there right now. We're just creating something that's going to complement and augment our own ecosystem.
Exactly.
I like the transparency. And you guys have CoinMarketCap listing, CoinGecko listing in the works?
Yes.
Great. And I know you said you want to avoid centralized exchanges, but oftentimes, you know, getting on a centralized exchange can actually benefit your project and get you exposure. Are there any that you're thinking about at the moment, or you're talking to at the moment?
Well, one is Bitmart, because they are open to keeping the tokenomics intact. So if we're going to go to a centralized exchange, we want to make sure that they honor the tokenomics.
Yeah, that's the number one thing.
Great. And I see here that well, you guys are doing a lot of different things, and you're kind of bringing it all together. Is there anything that I haven't mentioned yet that you want to talk about, or anything that, anything at all that I haven't mentioned or asked that you would like to talk about?
Oh, one more thing.
Yeah,
the first
of course.
30 days of launch, because one thing is we don't want whales dumping, and we don't want to attract swing traders. So we will have a 7% additional tax on sales the first 30 days of release. And then all 100% of that 7% will all go back to the holders.
Oh, wow. That's amazing.
Yeah.
And then after those 30 days, that tax will be removed.
Correct.
Got it. And what are some additional utilities that users get from holding the Dollo coin token? Are you guys planning on doing anything with NFTs? Are you guys planning on offering staking, liquidity pool incentives? Are you planning on utilizing any DeFi tools with your ecosystem and token? Tell me about that, if there's anything at all.
Yeah, we got a lot on our plate for this year.
A lot.
A lot.
Right.
But with that said, if we're going to do anything, it'll probably be more towards NFTs.
Okay.
Yeah.
And do you have any any ideas bouncing around in your head? So it doesn't have to be anything official. We won't hold you to it here. Just curious to see.
I have a lot.
Oh, believe me.
I have a lot. I mean, our character and our mascot is the rhino. So
Okay,
I have a lot of characters in my head when it comes to the rhino. And see, the things is the Dollo Knight. We call them the Dollo Knight because they encompass the spirit of the rhino, but the loyalty of a knight. So there's a lot of stuff I can come out when it comes to a physical representation of that knight.
Certainly.
So
Yeah,
NFTs, like
go
the
ahead.
NFTs will be incorporated in Dollo Connect.
Correct.
Right. I figured it. And it sounds like you guys have a lot of creative ideas in general. So that's why I was curious to see if you had thought about NFTs or if you had considered adding them to your ecosystem. And it seems like you are considering it, but it's a bit further down the line because you have so much on your plate at the moment.
Correct.
Have you been getting any pushback from from these traditional marketplaces or hospitals or healthcare providers?
Well, like that was my big thing, to come out with a real solution, and that's very, very hard to do in the healthcare industry. You know, companies have been trying to do this for years, to how to incentivize a healthcare worker to come work for their particular hospital. So, you know, after I finished the MBA program, I just took my time and I researched and I talked to nurses. I had them come to the office and we just would talk about like what they actually wanted, right? And we came up with that's how we came up with the network pool.
Yeah, when Johnny said he talked to nurses, he spent about a year.
Thank you.
Talking to nurses every week in a almost a classroom setting of 10 to 15 nurses. So he did some serious market research.
So we got like 200 people, you know, like signed up, ready to go to work right now. And they keep saying, Johnny, when you go launch? Yeah. And you know, so we had to delay everything once again because we incorporated the token inside the software.
Wait, so you already have 200 people ready to go?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Exactly.
Wow. And how long did it take you to get all these people on board?
Well, within that year, you know, talking to people, that's how, you know, they came, you know, in shortly through the system, because we was testing the system, also the network recruiting side of it. And so they would actually go out there and bring these people in and hear what I had to say. So the system itself was working. Right. And then I would explain to them on the board, you know, the process, the payments and all this kind of stuff, and how the networking system is actually working and what they should expect and how it's interacting with them, you know. So we would do these meetings. I would do them at least two to 3 times out of the week. And I did that for like a whole year, just perfecting it, because like if something wasn't working or we had a bug, we would go back and straighten it out and talk to people. So we did a lot of that.
Yeah, so this is not a typical project that just snap our fingers and say, "Hey, let's create a coin." We've been doing this for a while,
so I know what works.
Right.
Right on. Yeah. No, I this makes sense to me, and I understand what you guys are trying to do. But what would you tell someone that doesn't know much about crypto and about what you guys are trying to do, and sees this as kind of like a multi-level marketing sort of thing? And that's kind of, I got a lot of that when I first got into crypto. a lot of my friends told me this is like it's a Ponzi scheme. It's multi-level marketing. It's like, the people that bought it 5 years ago are selling it to you for a lot more than they bought it for. It's so people would say, okay, well, if I'm a nurse and I recruit 3 nurses, and then those 3 nurses recruit 3 more nurses, am I going to be the one benefiting the most because I'm at the top?
Well, see, it's funny that you mentioned that and it's great too, because that's an awesome question.
It is a good question.
The reason why people think that is because most projects take money from people and never deliver on the utility. So in essence, it becomes to look like a Ponzi scheme, because now you need more investors to come in to make sure that the people that's been holding gets paid.
Right.
What offsets that is utility. You cannot depend on the community to be your volume. You have to depend on utility to be that volume. The community is there to support your project as a whole. They want to know that 10 years from now, when they get ready to retire or they don't need their money, that the company itself is creating the utility, that the money's going to be there. That's the beautiful thing about what we got set up. 2 is the same thing with employees. Yeah, eventually there's going to be enough nurses out there working on our program that we're going to run out of nurses to recruit. That's the reason why we're moving out of the health. We have plans to move out of the healthcare industry and then move into other sectors. So that way that pool widens, right?
Right.
So that's how we're going to offset all that type of thinking.
And the most important thing, we don't take money from people, right?
Mm-hmm.
We only give money to people through the bonus pool. We do not take money from people.
True. Yeah, and I again, it made sense to me, but you guys do a much better job of explaining it, and I kind of wanted to have that conclusion while as we head towards the last part of the AMA here.
Right. That's a good question.
A very good question.
Appreciate it, gentlemen. Well, I have some more questions, but what I want to do is I want to open up the floor to some community questions, and then I want to give our community members time to ask what they want to ask. And if there's time at the end, I'll come in with a couple more questions of my own. So the first one is from Dr. Aisha. Take it away, Aisha.
Thanks, Noah. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. On your white paper, it's mentioned about debit cards. I want to know that will investors only be able to make payments through debit card using Dollo native token, or payments will be made using stable cryptocurrencies?
The debit card you're referring to is we're going to be able to issue you out a debit card where you can have fiat on there, or it's going to work very similar to crypto.com, where you have a fiat wallet and then you have a debit card wallet. Whenever you decide that you want to use some of your crypto for your debit card, you just sell your crypto and move it. You sell your crypto, move it to the fiat, and then you move it to your debit card wallet. Did that answer your question?
Okay. Yeah. And will there be different debit cards depending on withdrawal limits?
Yes, but not as many as crypto.com. That they have way too many. So there will be like 1 or 2 tiers of different credit cards.
Okay. One more question. On your website, it's mentioned about educational courses. I want to know that how will one be able to take these educational courses? I mean, what will be the requirements to be able to get enrolled in these educational courses?
Well, right now we have dolloconnect.com. So if you just go over there and register, you can start taking the courses we have there now. They're basic courses, but you get a feel of how the learning management system works. And then as we start to ramp up, we're going to start hiring more people to bring in a higher quality of content. And then it's going to be going through that same learning process. So people will be able to earn certificates of completion once that course is done in any topics that they take that course in. And then we may apply a you complete a certain curriculum, you get rewarded in the token. So all this stuff is being talked about now, how we're going to have it look like in the end. But and a lot of these courses will be free to dollar coin holders, because you would have to log into your wallet, and then the system will check that you have some coins in your wallet, and then those courses will become free to you.
That's great. And you said that there will be basic courses. I want to ask that will all the educational courses be related to crypto, or different categories will be available?
Oh, good question. We're going to have different categories because this is the lifestyle type platform we're building. So we're starting the crypto world. Right now we have self-development courses in there, crypto courses. We have social media courses, how to create an Instagram account, how to market on Facebook. So we have those type of courses on there right now as we speak. But we're going to be adding more and more courses that pertains to your life, your mindset, and then how to prosper. That's the focus that we're going to have in our education program.
Okay. And what minimum amount of dollar tokens one need to hold to be eligible for these courses?
I don't think we're going to be it's going to be very, very small. I mean, probably $50 worth of tokens. We're trying to make it free to everybody, but we just want to make sure that they hold the token.
Okay, that's really great. Okay, one more. Dollo Coin have anti-whale system set in place. Can you explain how will this system work?
One is an anti-whale system we have is our Dollonomics. We have a high sale tax in the beginning to make sure that people don't sell immediately after we launch. Two is in our pre-sale, we only max out that 2 BNB. So we don't want to create whales in the beginning. Our whales that we do have is in our private sale, but they can't sell for at least 6 months. And we know every last one of them. And another part of our whale system is in event that somebody actually buys enough tokens and become a whale after the sale, then we have I think a 0.125% that they cannot sell above the total supply. So they can't do a large dump into the marketplace. They have to sell it little pieces at a time.
Okay, thank you. And you guys are working on a really great project. Thank you. And thank you for
Thank
answering
you.
my
Thanks for the
question.
question.
Great. Next question is from Venice.
Can you hear me?
Yes, Vince.
Okay. I read on your white paper that you have plans for payment systems and debit cards too. I want to know that do you have a plan for integrating your payment systems into some physical stores or to online marketplaces? And for your debit cards, I want to ask that can we use your debit cards on normal ATMs too, or what's the purpose for having debit cards? Thank you.
First question is that we do have what was the question again? I forgot the first one. What was the first question again? I totally forgot.
Yeah, I was saying that on your white paper it is mentioned about your payment systems. So I wanted to know that do you have a plan for integrating your payment systems into some physical stores or to online marketplaces?
Oh, okay. Yeah. Payment systems, very interesting. We don't want to disrupt the current way of doing business. We want to integrate into the current way of doing business. That's the fastest way we can create adoptability. So we're going to come in as a reward system for any POS system in the marketplace. And that's where we're going to stand at. And what happens is once we integrate into their POS system, they can continue to take fiat as normal. So we don't disrupt their way of doing business. and then they can specify how much cash back they want to send back to their customer. So once they specify that with our integration cash back system, that 3% comes back to our system, sends 80% of that back to the original buyer, and then the 20% will be split into our Dollonomics protocol. So that's how we're going to do retail POS systems. That's our roadmap. Yes, in online systems, same way. We're going to be creating plugins where people can install our system, our payment system, into their current e-commerce system, Shopify, WooCommerce, BigCommerce, all those big shopping platforms that we're going to be looking at and start creating plugins for that.
Okay, thank you so much for a great answer. And for my second question, I wanted to know that can we use your debit cards and normal ATMs to get the fiat money if we have some kind of tokens in our wallet?
Yeah, absolutely. When we build it out, this may be, latter part of third quarter or fourth quarter. Initially, it'll just be you'll be able to convert Dollo to your debit card wallet, so you can spend that, and then beyond that, we're going to start to integrate where you can swap out other tokens into our wallet, and you can move that over to the debit card. And the debit card is like Visa. You'll be able to spend it anywhere across the world that accepts Visa. And then depending on what banks we partner with, you'll be able to take out like a cash back out of your ATM. So all that's still in talks, but that's our roadmap, and that's our goal that we want to accomplish.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Appreciate the question.
All right. Sayed Rahmat, you're next.
Yeah, thank you, Moa. So on your website, I was going through your website, and it's mentioned that Dollo Connect platform will also allow crowdsource event listing. I want to know that will Dollo coin platform only allow crowd source events related to crypto only, or outside the crypto space events can also be listed on there, and data or input can be collected from that?
Yes, good question. Also, we have an event calendar on there now that lists crypto events, but once we open it up to the public where they can add their own events, then the sky's the limit. It's your community. You can add whatever event you want, and then eventually, those people who wants to sell tickets on our platform will also go through the Dollonomics protocol.
Okay, got it. It's really a great function there. So you also mentioned about merch store. I want to know that only your native token can be used to make payments and buy items from merch store, or fiat can also be used?
Right now, the merch is live. You can buy merch from the store. You have to use fiat, but 7% of every purchase will go to the immediate buy back and burn of the token. Once we get the full-fledged marketplace up, then we're going to move that 7% into the typical processing that we explained earlier in the call.
Okay, got it. So are you delivering this merch items worldwide, or only restricted to some region or countries?
Worldwide.
Okay, got it. So one more final question. So on your Dollo Connect platform, there is article section containing articles related to different topics, including crypto. I want to know that is your own team only allowed to submit articles there, or if some investor or any other person is also interested in writing articles for Dollo Connect platform, can they also send the articles to your team so they can vet them out, and if some article is up to the mark, post it on your platform as well?
Oh, absolutely. That's a good question as well. Yeah, right now we have articles on there now, but once we go live with our platform, like I said, this is a crowdsourced community platform, and people will be able to submit their articles and any topic that they want.
Okay, got it, got it. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for the question.
Next up is Sarah Nelson.
Thank you very much. Can you hear me, please?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. I took my time to listen to you when you were taking us through the project. You mentioned quite a lot of good stuff concerning this project. And truthfully, you have a good project there. But I observed that much was not touched on your roadmap. So I want to ask, please, what stage are you currently in your roadmap? I mean, what have you achieved so far in the roadmap? Because the ability for you to compare where you are at present to where you are actually going will help you see if you are really making progress. So what have you achieved? And the ones that are yet to achieve, when and how do you intend to achieve them?
Okay, so we spent for a good part of 4 years completing our staffing recruiting software. So that is completed as far as the platform is concerned. It's going to take us another 30 to 60 days to complete the Web3 integration to the platform to make sure that the token is paid out to employees properly. So that's what is added to our roadmap when we decided to start this coin. The platform itself, in the beginning, we're going to have a basic app where you can do social activities. That's going to be released in the next 30 days in both the apps, Apple and Android store. So that will be available. And then we're going to start to build the Web3 integration into our platform and get the marketplace ready. We're going to be building the groups portion for content providers. And then this stuff should be ready by the end of the second quarter. So that's where we're at right now. And then once we get those items built into place, then we're going to start to fast track the rest of our development.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you for the question.
I got that now.
Great. Well, I don't see any hands up. I was wondering, are you guys registered as an LLC anywhere?
We registered as a incorporated in in state of Wyoming.
Nice. I like that.
I
Everyone
do too.
seems
Right.
What was that a very seamless process? Like,
it was very easy. You know, Wyoming is very crypto friendly.
Yeah.
Right. I keep hearing that. And I know this doesn't directly relate to your project, but I am a bit curious about, you guys seem quite knowledgeable. So I'm curious about how that looked like for you all incorporating in Wyoming. And I hear that you mentioned you're based in Texas.
Correct.
Yeah.
It was actually a seamless process. We didn't have any hiccups whatsoever.
Yeah. You know, the lawyers take care of everything.
Right.
So.
Got it. Very cool. So you would recommend any listeners to go through any U.S. listeners to go through Wyoming?
I love Texas now. I don't want to get. I'm in the state of Texas. We're doing a lot of great things here in the state of Texas now. So
and Texas is starting to ramp up their crypto laws too. So.
Right. Exactly.
Well, yeah, Texas, Florida, Wyoming. These seem to be the crypto trifecta in the U.S. Yeah, Texas forever, man. I'm a big fan of the state of Texas as well. So that's awesome. I like that pride. We got another community question from Yellow Lip.
Awesome.
For the opportunity. My question is, how do you want to generate revenue for your project, and how can it be beneficial for both you and your investors? Thank you.
Okay, what's the first part of the question again? Sorry.
So he was asking, I think this was mentioned, but I think these guys don't mind reiterating. He asked, how do you guys plan on generating revenue, and how do you plan on distributing that revenue fairly to your holders?
Oh, okay. Well, briefly, again, we are very keen to understanding that volume is going to drive this crypto project. As a matter of fact, volume is the goal to every crypto project. So we got to make sure that that's what happens, and volume continues to go through the system. We also understand that we can't depend on our holders to do that. So we created utility to make that happen. Fortunately, one utility that we've been working on the past 4 years, not knowing that we're going to end up being in crypto, and that's the staffing industry. So when we're paying these employees bonuses, they get their regular wages from their employer, but they're going to get bonuses from us in Dollo coin. So when we buy these coins every month to pay out these bonuses, that's going to create volume. The second utility is our Dollo Connect, where we're going to have multiple facets of utility in there that's going to also create major volume. Everything from ad revenues to subscription model to purchases in the marketplace. So all that revenue is going to go through our Dollonomics, which in turn pays that BUSD rewards to our holders.
Alrighty. Thank you for that response. Gentlemen, it doesn't look like we have any more community questions. Roa, I have one more question from one of my team members.
Sure.
Can you explain how people can earn whitelist spots? And you went over your pre-sale, but I am curious as to how do you become one of those 200 whitelisted wallets?
You can go to dollocoin.com and then go down to where it says whitelist, and then click on that. That takes you to our sweepstake widget, which is in-house. You just fill out that information, and then we'll put you on the opportunity to get whitelisted, right? So let me tell you this, since everybody's on the call, I'm going to leave it to anybody, whoever wins with that contest you guys have.
Yeah, we spin the wheel.
Yeah, just send me if this is what you want to do. We're willing to give a white spot for each one of those winners.
Wow, very cool. All right,
so
well,
just send us the address, their wallet address, and then we'll put them on the whitelist.
All right, well, now we have to spin soon because people are excited to get themselves a free whitelist spot. Well, gentlemen, you guys are building a really cool project. I like the bridge between crypto and the real world. I like the utility that you're providing for people, not just to hold your coin, but if they don't want to hold your coin, just to get involved in your ecosystem. That's really cool. And I do appreciate the fact that you are trying to better, apart from the healthcare industry and the airline industry and all the other industries that we have, the education space. Education is really important. I'm very passionate about it, and I can hear the passion behind your voices when you speak about education. So, and your project. So I wish you guys nothing but the best. Anytime you want to come back and do another AMA with us, please do. It was a pleasure talking to you both.
Oh, it was an honor being on the stage with you and all of your guests here on the call. We appreciate it, and thank you for wishing us the best of luck. And like I say, let's go make some money.
Thank you so much, Noah.
Yeah, it's my pleasure, man. Let's get that money.
That's right.
All right, take care, y'all.
Thank you.
Community members, stick around. We're gonna do a quick